Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Surviving Mars. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back on the Red Planet with the colony, or soon-to-be colony, because no one actually lives here, so it's a little bit awkward calling it a colony. Either way, I'm glad to be back. Today we have a lot of work to be doing. We need to go ahead and get some metal, and we need to bring it down to here to continue the construction of the cable and pipe system that's going out to the new water extractors. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do initially is we're going to head over here and grab the resources that are lying there, which I believe is going to be some concrete, and we're going to bring it back to base. So we're going to do that to start with. And while that's going on, I'm going to look around and see if I can find some metal, which I've found right there. So once we're done moving the concrete back to base, we can actually go ahead and just grab some metal from up here and bring it down to help in the construction of the pipes and of the cables, which means that the water extractors can get up and running, which means that we can bring colonists to Mars today. And that's pretty big news. That is pretty big news, because it means that we can go ahead and get the farm working. We can go ahead and get the machine parts factory working, and we can also get the metals extractor working as well. So what we'll do is we're going to put the farmers in the center shift there, so people are only ever going to be working in one building at sort of any one time. We're also going to go ahead and turn on the grocer. In fact, what we'll do is we're going to turn on all of these buildings. We're just going to switch them on and say, hey, let's get these up and working. Interestingly, some of them need repaired. The machine parts factory needs... Actually, yeah, this building has malfunctioned. It needs electronics to be fixed, which is particularly interesting. That's a bit weird that it's malfunctioned yet has never been working. But what we'll go ahead and do is say that we want to grab some resources from here. So we're going to have the transport go down and grab the metal from that location. And then, actually, is there potentially an easier way to do this? If I say go there... Hold on, let's get the transport down here, but not doing anything. If I move this guy to that location, will my drones just go and grab the metal? Apparently not, which is a little bit disappointing. I was hoping they would, but apparently that's not metal. That's why. Well, that explains it. That would explain why they weren't grabbing it. So let's just go grab metal from that area. And then we'll bring it down, we'll unload it here and get this all built, which shouldn't take very long at all. We have found a new anomaly, though, which is kind of exciting. It's going to be interesting that we found it there. We can't actually get there either, because that's going to be a big old pit that we can't get into. So we'll go ahead and set up these areas over here for a bit more scanning. And let's see, why are you not grabbing anything? You're out of battery. Oh no. That's a bit awkward. Can you go over there and, can we try and recharge this thing? Is that a thing we can do? Yeah, there we go. So we'll recharge that thing. And then we'll say it's gonna go down here and charge itself. You're gonna go charge yourself as well. And then it's gonna go out and actually get the metals that I wanted. So you're gonna go there, you're gonna get metal, you're gonna bring the metal back to there, and then you are gonna be responsible for the construction. And then we can bring people to Mars. Because I do believe that the Voyager is actually back on Earth at the moment. And, I mean, we have got electronics, yeah. We have got electronics lying around, so it's not like we need more of them. We just need to move some of them down towards the dome. Which is totally doable. That's not going to take long at all. Now, let's see here. Let's have a look at research whilst we're waiting for the metal to move. We have the comfort thing for the domes. We are still just working and everything, I suppose, so that's fine. Let's see, how you looking? You got 20. Honestly, that might be enough. That might end up being enough. Let's see, cable fault there. That's actually a bad thing that breaks. That is a very bad thing indeed. Also, we don't actually have much concrete down here. I think we need another transporter. I get the feeling that we need another transporter. You need machine parts to be fixed. Well, that's awkward. That is definitely awkward. Let's see here. So you're dropping all that off, which means this is all finally getting constructed. And that means once those cables are in, we should see these up and running, which don't have drone connections at the moment. And actually do need machine parts as well, which is a little bit frustrating. But the production is 9 per hour from both of those. Oh wait, no, sorry, 3 per hour, but the production for the colony is 9 per hour. Okay, that's fine. So those are working. They will need repaired kind of soon with machine parts. But what we can do is go to the transporter and say that we want you to pick up some electronics and drop them off down here.
Research complete.
So if you can do that, that'll be excellent. We have just got low G hydrosynthesis, which is in here somewhere. That is going to mean that we can now build the polymer and fuel factories, which is excellent news. We are working on robotics as well, which means we can get the drone hub. And low G engineering will actually open up the possibility of building a medium-sized dome. But I feel like the drone assembler could be a good one as well. There's actually a few different things that I think would be really good ideas here. We could go for different... Well, actually, it says utility crops now that I look at it, and I don't think we need utility crops just yet. We could get additional drones from the hubs. We could go for apartments. Better wind turbines. I think we'll go for the comfort. I think the comfort's where we're going to go for. I'm also realizing it's day 30 and I still haven't brought people to Mars. I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm pretty sure it isn't. But I'm sure it's fine. Also, shed load of metal left down here. Probably not a bad idea to move that at some point. Also, you're going to be grabbing so many electronics. Let's not grab all of them. Just go drop off whatever you have at the moment and leave what's left. So those are going to be down there to make it easier to repair the machine parts factory. And what we can also do is actually, if we head over this way, what do we need to fix this? We need machine parts. So if we were to build a small machine parts stockpile over here, that would mean that we would only ever need to bring this thing, the rover, over that way to fix them. Assuming we actually stored some machine parts over there, which we are about to do. You're charging from the grid, that's fine. So head up this way. I want you to grab a bunch of machine parts. And then we'll take those and store them over by the water pumps to make sure that the water pumps actually keep working. Also, are you only going to grab machine parts from that stockpile? Yes, that's perfect. All right, so take those, dump them there. Actually, I need to tell you to do that, don't I? So dump them there. All right, that'll be perfect. So those can get fixed, and they are going to need fixed soon. So let's move that thing over that way. And I think at this point, we are probably good to get this thing up and working. Although we might, I mean, oh, this thing needs fixed as well, really? Needs concrete. And we don't actually have any concrete lying around here. We aren't actually mining any either. We have a lot, but we probably could do with mining a bit more. So what if we were to say that we wanted a couple of concrete depots just over here. So something a bit like... something like that should honestly do the job. I don't think we're going to need much more. Something like that should be fine. There's a meteor shower incoming. That's really bad news. That is really bad news, but we can make this work. But what I'm thinking we could do is we could put a concrete extractor there and another one there. And that will get us a lot of concrete. Obviously, that's a lot of power draw as well, but I'm kind of feeling like it's not a terrible idea to just go all in on concrete. So we'll go like this. We'll bring it over to that spot. And I think that can be built, right? It's within, yeah, it's within range. So, oh, that isn't. Well, that's a bit awkward. Let's see here. Have these been fixed up yet? I believe they are. You know what? Let's request maintenance before they break down. Let's get the maintenance done first. And what we can also go ahead and do is, well, we probably want a drone hub over there for one.
Pipe leak reported.
But we also need machine parts again.
Sector scanned.
That's a little frustrating. Let's go and... where did we get those machine parts? Where did they come from? Okay, that's a bit weird. Go load up on those machine parts for me. We'll bring them down this way. And we'll have to figure out where exactly they came from, because that's just weird. That's just really, really weird. And while we're at it, we're probably going to want to bring down some, you know what? I think if I put machine parts there, we have enough to fix this up as well. So let's grab those. And then grab that concrete. And we're basically going to just dump all of that down at the southern part here. To dump all the resources there. And now that these are fixed up, we can actually say to this guy that he's going to move over this way to help with the construction of the two concrete extractors. And then I believe when we're done with the meteor shower, we should probably start bringing people in. I'm just really hopeful. Oh, it's going to be almost a 3-day storm. That's going to be bad. That's really not going to do us any favors. Good Lord. That's going to sting a little bit. That is potentially going to sting. Because I don't know where exactly that meteor shower is either, so... gonna need to keep our eyes open and see what we can do. Now, is this thing currently being built? Because it doesn't look like it is to me. I guess it's out of metal? Yes, it is out of metal. Okay. So we want to bring some, well, you know, now that I think about it, we probably don't want to bring some metal down here. I don't think we need to. Unfortunately, though, we don't have the machine parts to fix that. So I think what we'll do is I think even with the storm going at the minute... oh, you know what we also need to do? We need to get some of the dumping sites around here. So let's get a dumping site. Let's just put them along the... let's just put them along the power line. Like that. And that'll be fine. I think we're going to bring colonists in. I think it's time. I do think it's time. So let's go to rockets. Let's go to passenger rocket. And let's start specializing because we have some choices to make here. Age group. We are not bringing children. We are not bringing youths either. Although it says they're able to work in all buildings. So you know what? We are bringing youths and adults as well. Middle-aged, but still able to work. I don't think we're going to bring any middle-aged people at the moment. For specializations, I think we're just going to say everything. When it comes to the sex, we're going to say all of them. When it comes to perks, I think workaholics are a good idea. I think survivors are a good idea. These all do things, by the way. So workaholics have their performance increased by 20. There's no penalty for heavy workloads. And I think they don't like I don't know what the relaxation thing means exactly, but survivors here will lose less health without food, water, oxygen, or when living in an unpowered dome. Probably not a bad idea. We can bring a few sexy colonists up if we want to, meaning the birth rate will be increased. I don't see why not. We can bring a few composed people up, so sanity losses are halved, which, again, seems like a good idea. And I think at this point, that's probably fine. So 5, 10, 14. That's fine. And that's going to be the Voyager. Let's launch. We're going to bring more people to Mars. By more people, I mean people. I don't know where the more came from there. But we're bringing people to Mars. And you know what? It's probably not a bad idea to head up and maybe grab some metal to get that concrete thing going. Just a little bit. We actually don't have much left either, so go grab some metal. And we'll bring that down to get the second concrete extractor up and running there. Which is going to be beautiful stuff. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe everything is in place. Right? So power surplus is fine. Oxygen shortage is -0. There isn't a water surplus, which has me a little worried. We have found an anomaly as well. Now, if I was... Yeah, we did leave a bunch of metal over there. So let's see. If you got any on board, you do. Go grab that as well. Definitely don't want to leave that lying out there. Now, let's see. We have pipe leaks. We have the storm. We have buildings not working. Where was that anomaly? Right there. Okay. You can go out and see what that's all about. And we can head back to this area and see what exactly is going on. Voyager's about 60% of the way to Mars, which is very exciting. You are fully loaded up as well. And I've just noticed that the pipe leak is there, which is bad news. So let's go ahead and actually say that we maybe want to have a little bit of metal storage alongside those pipes. So you're going to go and just dump some metal there, not all of it, but just a little bit, so that if those pipes fail, we can fix it. And then the rest of your metal can be dumped off over here. And the rover is going to head over and help fix the leaky pipe, which will be excellent stuff. We could also probably go ahead and put in a dumping site here, since we are going to need, you know, 1 or 2 of those. We'll get 3. And while the rover's there, it can go ahead and let the drones just start moving some of the waste resources. Now, we do have some metal in Sector J9. We also found another anomaly, which is a little bit further away than the one that we're currently scanning. But that's perfectly fine by me. It also looks to me like the storm is sort of down that way. New tech's available for research. Not bad at all. Let's go up to that one and say that we're going to scan it as well. And while that's going, let's look at research. So, biome engineering. Farms increase the comfort of all residences. There we go. In the dome. What have we got here? Passenger rockets can carry 10 more colonists. That is something we need. We do need that to bring more people more quickly. Drone battery capacity increased by 50%. I don't think I'm too interested in that. And security officers and medics have +10 performance when working in their speciality. And right here, solar panels are gradually cleaned from dust when closed, resulting in less frequent maintenance. You know, we probably do want that. We probably do want that. So we'll do that eventually. Now let's see here. We have a ship ready to land. It's bringing food. It's bringing passengers. And they will die in 118 hours if I don't let it land. So I think we're going to let it land. There we go. Right back where it was. Voyager is coming in. And the first people are going to set foot on the red planet. Oh! It has been a journey to get here. The next 10 souls will be full of difficulties and dangers, but also with great promises and opportunities. It is now to us to prove that Mars can be a doorway to greater riches and the future of the human civilization. Even the most epic adventures begin with a single step. So the effect here is that the arrival of additional colonists is temporarily suspended until the colony proves able to sustain human life. Your founder colonists must survive for 10 souls before additional people can arrive. Okay. So the colony will be evaluated positively before the period ends in the event that the first human is born on Mars. Okay. So where are they? There they are. There they go. You can zoom right in as well, by the way. Like you can go right in here and get up real close with them. Like real close. It's actually kind of really funny just watching them hop, skip, and jump across the Martian landscape. They actually have quite a distance to go there from the Voyager. But there we go. We now have people on Mars. And what's more is they're working. We have some people working the farm. We have some that work the factory. And some that work the grocer. Which is amazing stuff. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the RC transport. And we're going to say it is going to move food from there down to here. Because obviously the food doesn't really serve any purpose at the northern part of the colony here. So we'll not worry too much about having it up that way. The good news though is that this factory will... Well, I mean, it'll work. It'll definitely work. Are any of you people working in any other jobs is my question? Since that is... I mean, you've kind of got the room to do it. I feel like you probably don't. But that's fine. That's totally fine. The good news is we are technically making our own food at this point. And you are recharging and apparently not going to bother dropping off food. Be nice if you did. Oh, we got the drone hub. Well, that's good. Go ahead and drop everything off for me there, bud. There we go. So that food can start getting moved into the colony. And we can also start building our own drone hubs. Which I am so excited about. I'm so excited that we can build our own drone hubs. Because it means that we can actually go ahead and just build one there. Assuming we have the materials, which we actually don't. We need some electronics to do that. But it means that this thing can always be sustained. We don't need to keep the rover over here. So that is really good news that we can get our own drone hubs. This thing here is actually up and working. We are going to be mining our own metal. Which I'm very excited about. And I'm also somewhat aware of the fact that we are producing more fuel than we need, which is really good. I'm also thinking I'm going to send the Enterprise back to Earth at this point. So we'll get it out of here. Yeah, we are producing excess amounts of fuel, so we could turn on the polymer factory, because I do believe that I mean, it doesn't take a lot of water. It takes a good amount of fuel, but not a lot of water, so we could absolutely do that. I don't think we need to. I just don't think we need to. I'm also really hoping that people will be nice and happy inside the dome. We have these parks, so I have to imagine they will be. But, you know, I'm gonna worry. It's kind of my thing. Right. So from this point, where do we go? We have a dome. I guess we just need to keep these guys happy for the next 8.5 days. Also, why have I pinned you?
Sector scanned.
There we go. Let's also maybe unpin the drone hubs so the bottom of my screen gets cleaned up just a little bit. I don't think I need to keep those pinned. I don't really think I need to keep the Voyager pinned either. I know it's ready to take off. And the dome, I guess we'll keep it pinned. The average comfort is apparently 50 at the moment. The average morale is apparently 60. Sanity is quite high. Health is 100. This thing here actually has no one working in it. Could we maybe get the priority of that to be much higher? Because if no one's working in the infirmary, that is... well, it's not ideal, is what it is. It's also not turned on. That's probably why no one was working in it, let's be real here. So, yeah, we've got someone working there now, which is good. I think that might have taken one person out of the machine parts factory, but that's not that big of a deal. That's really not that big of a deal. One building isn't working. What building is it? You. Because... excuse me, good lord. Why are you not working? Storage space is full. Oh, wow. Okay, I guess the drones are a little bit slower on here. That's fine. And apparently my throat doesn't want to work with me at the moment. A little bit annoying, but okay. You know what? Maybe we turn off the midday shift. Maybe we turn off the midday shift so that the drones can do other stuff. So these things won't work in the middle of the day. And then they will work pretty much all through the night up until, you know, up until the middle of the day. That way the drones actually have time to clear out the storage. That seems like it would probably be a good idea. And you know what? I want to do one thing here. I want to see... oh, look at that medium dome. I want that medium dome. I also want to see, though, what exactly these projector lamps are like. So I'm thinking I'm going to put one... I mean, I could put one there. But I just want to see what they do, really. I want to see what they sort of look like. So, if we were to put one, say, there, and, you know, there as well, we could totally put one there, and I just want to see how that looks. That's all I really want to see. They need concrete. I don't think that's going to be an issue. We have got a bit of malfunctioning cable there, which we can reach, so that'll be fixed. And of course, we still need to get that thing built, which we'll do in time. So let's see here. Are the lights up? One of them's up. You know what's weird about those lights? They look so similar to the lights in Red Faction Guerrilla, which is a game also set on Mars. In fact, a lot of things do. I feel like they've all probably taken inspiration from the concepts for, like, Mars habitats. That's probably what's going on here. That's probably why they look really similar. Kind of makes sense in a way. So, it's probably just me being an idiot, is what I'm getting at there. Anyway, production's going ahead. We are actually making machine parts, which I'm so happy about. Even if it's just like 1.9 per day, that's still good. The only real issue that I think we have right now is that, technically speaking, if we want to get more colonists, we are going to need another dome. Because we can bring 2 more in here. And that's it. So I'm thinking the diner might have to go. It's dining, social, and food. This thing doesn't provide dining, but it does provide food. So honestly, the diner... we're gonna salvage it. because we could get some apartments into this area here. The only issue is that the diner can't actually be removed until we get decommissioning. So we're gonna control click that and say that the research for decommissioning is gonna start immediately. Because I can't imagine having a wrecked diner is something that's gonna keep people in the dome very happy. Also, there was a bit of a weird bug there with that pipe. Fair enough. We'll not stress too much about that. So another sector was scanned over that way. Let's go ahead and just continue scanning down the down that side there. Let's also just
Select a sector to scan.
reset the way we're doing the scanning, so it's going to be like that. That should be fine. All right, so back in we go. We have 6 days and 6 hours until we can bring more people in. We have got a cable fault, which is going to be up there. And apparently we also have a metal shortage up this way as well, which I guess makes sense, because we haven't really been paying attention to this part of the colony. So let's see if we can maybe grab some metals from out here, because I believe there were still some lying around. I think. I might have been wrong on that. Is that metal? That is metal. There's 24 metal there. So let's have you go out and grab the metals. And then I want to bring those back to here so that we can go ahead and say that everything can get fixed. Because we currently have one of the moisture evaporators completely offline, along with a water tower, and a couple of the solar panels too. Now, my big concern is that we are going to need polymer to fix batteries, and a few of the batteries are getting a little bit worse for wear. So I'm wondering if it would maybe be an idea to say that the polymer factory... Oh, hello.
That takes guts, to say the least.
So, after all, purpose is the strongest long-term driver. Since arriving on Mars, Hope Lee's enthusiasm has proven to be above average, even by founder norms, and the prodigious productivity displayed can be boiled down to one simple explanation. Hope Lee really loves doing what Hope Lee's doing. Okay, that's the spirit, I suppose. But I think we should start making polymer. I think that could be a good idea.
Pipe leak reported.
So we'll have a shift here. And, I mean, I can't imagine anyone's actually going to work out there. Oh, no, someone is working out there. So even if we're only producing 0.3 polymer per day, that's still something. My only concern, of course, is that that's now hurt this. Yeah, it has a little bit. And this actually doesn't have enough water. Which I suppose kind of makes sense since we've now got 2 water towers offline. That's bad. That is really bad, but fortunately we have got some metal on the way, so everything should be fixable. Should be fixable. Let's see here. So you're going to dump that off. My drones are beelining it to get everything fixed. Yeah, they're all en route to fix that. Let's see. Is there any more metal lying around I could get you to run out and grab for me? Doesn't really look like it. There's a little bit down there. I don't... Oh, you know what we should do? I've just realized. There were polymer deposits off to the right, weren't there? Over this way somewhere. Right here. That's a polymer deposit. It's only 3. That's 5, but it's still better than nothing. So absolutely go out there, load up on that resource, and bring it back to base. That should absolutely solve all of our problems. Also, multiple solar panels offline there is really, really bad. Fortunately, those are actually getting fixed up now. This moisture evaporator is back up, and the pump is back up and working as well. Or sorry, the tower. And these 2 are getting fixed as well. So everything should be back online very, very quickly here, which is excellent news. Still plenty of food around. This is no longer complaining about water. Looks like the production is going to be about 20 by the time that's done. Obviously not ideal, but That's fine. That's still decent amounts of food. Obviously, it closes down on the early shift, but there's plenty of food lying outside as well, so I don't feel all that concerned, basically. I really don't feel all that concerned at all, so there we go. We got some polymers back. We could maybe get you to recharge and then head out and grab the 3 polymers that were sat out there. Although, I don't know. I think we're fine. I honestly think we're fine. Malfunctioning pipe there. Malfunctioning cable there. Okay. So we really need to figure out how we're going to solve this. Because we can't really... Is there a way to automate this is what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there is a way to automate the process of moving metal to areas where it's needed. I feel like the answer is probably a no. So maybe what we do is we'll send this transport truck down to grab some metal. We'll drop a little bit off at the scenes where it's needed.
Milestone achieved.
So a malfunctioning pipe is there. We have just produced food on Mars, which is great news. So malfunctioning pipe is there. So let's have you come along. Drop off the metal. And I think that'll be enough to actually fix all of the malfunctioning parts along there. So we should be all right. We'll find out, I suppose. So you're going to drop that off. You're going to fix the cable. You're fixing the pipe. You're fixing the cable. Actually, where are you guys going? Oh, I know what you're doing. Yeah, you're going to be working on that. Still not quite enough. But we're a little bit closer to getting that drone hub up. We actually have one more bit of metal there, which I think I'll just leave where it is. And we're going to send you back to recharge about there. So I think at this point, what we could maybe do is build another drone hub. Because we have got the electronics. We don't necessarily have the metal up here for it. But a drone hub there would mean I can send this ship away and we would still have... you know, the ability to have our drones functioning in the area. Although I may want to move it. I think moving it's going to be a good idea. So drone hub could go there, basically. And that'll still give us coverage in that entire space. Which I think is going to be good. So let's go to power cables. Let's say they're going to come around like this. And go straight to there. And that right there is gonna be the new drone hub, which is gonna need metal. We are getting very, very low on metal. So let's see, have we got any more lying around?
Sector scanned.
I do sincerely hope so. We actually have a little bit there. 21 metal is not bad. Little bit of polymer there as well. So let's send you down to just grab everything from the area and then bring it up this way. So you go do you, whatever doing you happens to mean, and we should be able to get this drone hub up fairly quickly, which means this rocket can leave fairly quickly, which is good because it frees up a bit of space, and obviously we don't actually need the rocket to be sat there 24/7 anymore, since things are relatively sustainable at this point, which is really cool. I'm really, really pleased that everything's proving to be quite sustainable. Obviously, the harvest of wheat is going to be a little bit rough, but then we get the soybeans, meaning the potato harvest could probably be even higher, so just the fact that we are producing our own food is really neat. Now, let's have a little look here. I'm wondering... I mean, this entire thing can scroll across a little bit. We're only about halfway through the tree at this point. So, what do these things do? New crops, which give better yields, could be interesting. Martian-born adaptability. Martian-born colonists graduate faster in universities and sanatoriums and have higher chance to gain perks from schools. We can get the Shuttle Hub, It will house and refuel shuttles that facilitate long-range transportation of resources between depots and resettling of colonists between domes. Okay. Well, that sounds particularly interesting. That's probably a better way to move resources across long distance rather than the trucks that we have. So we're definitely going to want that at some point. And also, this building isn't working. It needs fuel. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do. You're going to dump off that metal, and then you are going to go from here with fuel down to here. In fact, you know what? We should probably build a small fuel storage there since we are going to be moving fuel down here quite regularly. So a fuel storage there. And even in there would have probably made a bit more sense. But that's fine. We'll just have fuel storage back there, and that'll be good. So basically, we are about to start making polymer. We can get 1 per day, which really isn't bad at all. That's really, really good news. I believe the only thing we're not doing at this point is making our own electronics. I think we are making everything else. And I'm so happy about that. So happy about that. Can you go ahead and unload your resources for me there, bud? There we go. So this thing should be able to get up and running pretty quickly. It is an inactive work shift currently, but we should see the drones. Yeah, they're starting to load it up on fuel. I'm so pleased to see that. I'm so pleased to see that. Because it means it's going to start making polymer. And that is big news. That is really, really big news. I guess the next step really, I think I've mentioned this already, but it's going to be waiting for the founder stage to be over. And then I think it's going to be a case of waiting for decommissioning, which we're very close to, so that we can then go ahead and start researching the low G high rises, which will take 2 days because we get 500 research per day. So 2 days to get the low G high rises. We then build a low G high rise apartment building inside of the dome. And then we can bring a bunch of people. Although maybe, you know, it might be worth. Let's see here. What does this do? Farms increase the comfort. That's not a bad idea. Did we get the thing that would let me put more people on the... No, we didn't. Okay. I don't think that's urgent anyway. So I think we're fine without that. I do think we're fine without that. So once we get decommissioning, we could probably... You know what? Let's just pull these out of here for a second. Decommissioning, then apartments, and then we want to upgrade the moisture evaporators, and then we're going to want the, let's see here, it was one very specific that we wanted. In-dome buildings need less maintenance, and then we could maybe look towards, that. We could get more passengers on the rockets. But also having the solar panels clean themselves doesn't seem like a bad idea either. It means they need less maintenance. So I think we're going to go for that. So that'll be fine. We'll get all that done. It's going to take a little while. I think we are going to need to boost our research, which has me kind of tempted. I mean, we keep getting these grants from the United States. We're at 6.7 million. We could ask for a couple of explorers. I mean, that right there is another 500 research. But that seems like a really, really expensive way to get research. That seems like a really expensive way to get more research. But that would be 1,000 research per day. So that's tempting. That is very tempting. That is a $2,000 million rocket right there. Which I guess we could bring some polymers on just to give us a slight boost. And also some electronics. I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted because that would give so much research. We're doing it. Launch the Enterprise. Engage!